Hello and welcome to another Come to Jesus Daily devotional. We continue in the book of Jonah. Today's meditation is entitled God's Character Drives Mission. Let's now read from Jonah 3:10 to chapter 4 verse 3. When God saw what they did and how they turned from their evil ways, he relented and did not bring on them the destruction he had threatened. But to Jonah, this seemed very wrong, and he became angry. He prayed to the Lord, "Isn't this what I said, Lord, when I was still at home? That is what I tried to forestall by fleeing to Tarshish. I knew that you are a gracious and compassionate God, slow to anger, abounding in love, a God who relents from sending calamity. Now, Lord, take away my life, for it is better for me to die than to live." In summary, God's character gives faith for mission. In summary, God's character gives faith for mission. God's character as compassionate and merciful caused Jonah to run away from God's call to go to Nineveh. In chapter 4, it's revealed that the one main motivation behind his refusal to go to Nineveh was that he knew that God was a gracious and compassionate God, slow to anger, abounding in love, and who relents from sending calamity. Jonah runs away because he doesn't want God to show mercy to Nineveh. Jonah's attitude reveals that he, as yet, does not share God's heart for these lost people. However, it's important to notice that this same knowledge of God's grace, compassion, patience, willingness to relent can also function to motivate us towards our Nineveh. There is great power, isn't there, when we and our churches align with God's heart. When we know who He is and act in alignment to it. Faith is grown through knowledge of who God is and knowledge of His will. Knowing God leads to compassion and faith for action. Another example of how knowing God should motivate us to faith for mission is what we read in the Great Commission. Jesus tells us in Matthew 28:18 to 20, "Then Jesus came to them and said, 'All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age.'" I hope we can see that knowing Jesus as having all authority in heaven and on earth will fill us with great confidence to share the gospel with people. We're weak. Like me, I'm sure you feel you're not very good at sharing the gospel. You don't feel very courageous. But Jesus has all authority and He sent us. We're going at the commands of the King of Kings. And I need to get this into my heart that it's not me I should be looking at. It's not even the people I should be looking at. The success of our mission doesn't depend on our ability. It doesn't depend on the condition of the people. As we saw yesterday, we're all in sin. Rather, our success depends on the authority of Christ and our response in faith. So in response, let truth about God fill you with faith. God has revealed Himself in His Word and in creation. Each time we read his word, let's have eyes to see how he reveals himself. As we read the Bible, let's ask ourselves, what does this text reveal about God? Let's then turn these truths into worship and prayer. Let's look at creation. Look at the stars. Look at creation around us. And turn this vision into an understanding that this is the God who has sent us on mission. God bless you.